Hello everyone, it's Justin here on the Film Recipes channel with another video to bring you a story of a film recipe, show you some examples and learn a little bit more about the process of my photography. So a little intro then. So Justin from film.recipes, I have a website on that address and several hundred film recipes there, but I also now have an app, and that has even more, 600 plus, and yeah, you can find all sorts of ways of navigating those, and that's appropriate for today because it's pretty gloomy and wet where I am. It's been raining. There are some pretty big, sort of scary looking clouds around, and it certainly isn't ideal photography weather. So I have a category for just that, and you can use the app and filter for sort of these bad weather conditions, these cloudy conditions, and look up apps that you might like to use. And we're going to use one of those today. The recipe is called Umbrella. It's a classic negative recipe. Classic negative is the film simulation that sort of mirrors the early superior colour prints of Fuji film, Fuji color, and works really well when there isn't a lot of sun about. Actually, the colours do seem to work really well. So that's the base for this, and then there's some quite strong colour shifts as well to push it into a green territory. It's quite heavily warmed with a -8 blue setting. So anyway, that's the little bit of details about it. So just as we get going, I'll just put my phone away in my pocket there, and just tell you a little bit about where I am and the camera. So I'm in a local city park. It's not far from where I live, and it's a place that I visit from time to time. It's sort of set aside as a nature reserve, so it's quite wild and has all sorts of little bits of nature for me to take some pictures of. Good for getting my samples for the website and the app. And the camera I'm using is the one I always have, which is my Fujifilm X S20, which has the 16 to 80 zoom lens on it, which I rely on a lot. So there we are. So let's have a go. Let's take a few pictures, and I'll share some of those samples, and you can see what you think of the Umbrella film recipe here on the Film Recipes channel. The heavens opened and it started raining pretty hard there, and actually was hailing for a little minute there. So I very nearly bailed on the whole thing and got back in the car and went home. But after a few minutes, it was gone. So there we go. So look, when you're out and about in the rain, apart from with your camera, apart from people looking at you like you've maybe lost your senses, one thing that does happen is you have to look differently for things to take pictures of. I'm a big follower of the light, and so I like to shoot into the light. I like atmospheric light. I like golden hour, I like misty sunrises, all that sort of thing. But of course, when it's grey and it's dull and it's wet, you don't have a lot of that to work with. So instead I start looking for colour, looking for shapes and forms, and as I often do, I look to nature for that. And so when I walk around, I'm always looking at the details of trees, plants and other things to see what else I can see, looking on the floor, looking up, looking everywhere to see what I can find. You become aware and perhaps get used to the changes of the seasons and see what sort of things come out at different times of year, where the colour is and so on. And at the moment it's March, and it's that sort of period between the end of winter and the beginning of spring where there's not a lot that's coming out and not a lot that's still left, and a lot of things are really quite bare, and you can see the trees there's no leaves around really to speak of, but there are a few plants, and the one thing that gains quite a lot of colour at this time of year is the ivy, and so obviously some snaps of that in there. We've got gorse bushes with the yellow flowers. They seem to flower all year round and seem to be indestructible. And you've also got the brambles, blackberries, those sorts of things, and they retain colour pretty much all year, but some of them do start to go quite dark red around about now, so you can get some quite fun stuff. The other thing I look for as well is raindrops and the shininess of the rain and wet leaves and so forth, and see what I can find in there. So looking for things in a slightly different way perhaps. But I suppose the other point to make, and I think I make this in one of my other videos for the newsprint film recipe, where I was talking about blank skies and how on a grey day you can end up with a lot of your picture being very white. again you have the same problem, and so you're probably looking more at details and cropping in, not including too much of the sky. Although today there's some pretty big clouds about, and maybe there'll be some quite fun scenes to have the sky included in, so maybe when I get to a bit of an open area I'll have a look at some of that as well. So there we go. Okay, so let's keep walking and see what else we can find. So there we are. I think, considering the fact that it's been raining and all manner of things falling out of the sky, hail at one point, it has been quite successful, and it shows that if you want to do it, that you can go out in almost any weather and you can enjoy taking photos. And with the help of a wet weather film recipe like the umbrella film recipe from the Film Recipes app, which we have been trying today, you can get some nice colours, some nice scenes and some nice pictures. And then of course the other thing that can happen when the weather is as it is it can all change, and at the moment the sky is clearing and there's a rather, I don't know if this camera is going to show you, but you'll see the pictures, a rather impressive sunset that's appearing up on the horizon there as well. So all in all, quite a good haul for this little episode of the Film Recipes channel video on the umbrella recipe. And yeah, lots of nice things to see, a few interesting details in the forest, and a welcome visit by a little robin who came along to see what was going on as well. So I think all in all that's a success. So thank you for tuning in to watch another episode on the Film Recipes channel, and I do hope that you like it and you enjoy it and you will follow along. So of course you can like and you can subscribe, you know how those things work. That would be really great. And if you feel minded to, I put links to the app in the comments as well, and then you too can carry 600 odd recipes around in your pocket and try taking photographs in almost any weather whenever you want. So there you go. That's it for now. It's Justin for the Film Recipes channel signing off for this episode, and I hope to see you again very soon, and we'll do it all again.